I'm making my very first commercial game in 90 days. Let's talk about that. September 24th, 2025. I woke up that morning and I decided, no more excuses, it was time to release my first commercial game. Of course, in order to do that, I would have to paint an idea, to develop that idea, to make all the art, all the music, all the coding, all the testing. So I gave myself a reasonable timeline, 90 days, to make it all happen. Terrible idea number 2. I was going to use a game engine that I have never used before. I have some experience with Unreal Engine, I have some experience, quite a bit actually, with Unity, and I have never touched Godot. So of course I decided I am going to use Godot for this project. And finally, I made another big mistake. I decided to tie my timeline with my theme, which means that this is a Christmas-inspired or Christmas-themed game. Not a game that you will only play on Christmas, hopefully, but definitely a Christmas-inspired theme. Why? Because if I don't release by Christmas, the theme and the date won't fit. And yes, my plan B is to tell you, oh, we are creating the Christmas theme that releases in March. I don't know, it doesn't sound great, right? But hey, plan B is always there. Let's talk about the game I'm making. I'm calling it Elfgineer, and it is a cozy automation game about helping Santa on producing toys in the biggest, most important factory on Earth, the North Pole. In this first video, I will cover the first 30 days of my work. I will tell you a little bit about the game that I'm building, about publishing in Steam, about joining the indie dev community, Discord servers, tools that I have used, and of course, I will tell you about my plan to finish the game in the next 60 days. Games are a big part of my life, to be completely honest. I have so many good memories about games. I remember being with my brother on the couch and spending countless hours with my gray Game Boy brick. I remember playing Monkey Island and Final Fantasy VII and not fully understanding the English dialogues and asking my parents for a dictionary so I could get better. They kind of make you experience so many emotions, from frustration to addiction sometimes. For the longest time, I've been wanting to make a game and put some of those feelings that the best games manage to manifest on me out there for others to experience. But you know, life happens. It is really hard to be an indie developer. It's really hard to make it a viable career. It is really hard to compaginate with the rest of your life. It is really hard to find the time to do so. But finally, I'm 39, I have found the right time. I love Christmas, I love automation factory games, so these two passions made Elfgineer the idea that it is today. And you cannot talk or even imagine making a factory game without talking about the king, Factorio. Factorio is an incredible game about making really large, really complicated factories. And I have hundreds, probably more than 1,000 hours already in Factorio alone, not to mention how many extra hours I put when that the DLC was out. And the DLC had a very special moment, which is your first spaceship. You are so limited in resources, but also, and for the first time, very limited in space. You have to build a factory that is really small and really efficient to make it happen. And you find yourself trying to fit all of the elements that usually you would have an entire planet to cover in that small space. I found myself very addicted to these very small factories. So I realized that every time I play Factorio, a new run of Factorio especially, I would put, I don't know, dozens, maybe 100 hours on that playthrough. And honestly, I have a life, I have many other responsibilities. I would love to play Factorio for thousands of hours, but I don't have them. And I still get that itch of replaying Factorio from time to time. But also, I found myself many times convincing myself, no, you cannot start another Factorio playthrough because it's gonna require 100 hours of your life that you don't have. So stop right here. Whenever I play Factorio again, I found myself not enjoying those first 4 to 10 hours to get that factory to the level that I wanted, to get the factory to feel good. However, I believe I can deliver that experience, that satisfaction much earlier without kind of robbing you from that satisfaction of progress, of that satisfaction of solving the puzzle. I really wanted to create a cozy factory game that you could start enjoying in a few minutes and not in a few hours. We want to make Elfgineer an instantly satisfying factory experience. And in order to do that, we need to be able to deliver that satisfaction with a smaller, quicker to build, quicker to replay, quicker to replace factories. Getting the right inspiration is extremely important. I went out to the local Christmas store and I was, recording videos and taking pictures. I am amazed that I wasn't kicked out. And I have done, of course, the same on the digital space. I have played, of course, Factorio again. I have played Satisfactory, Dyson Sphere program, a cute mix between Stardew Valley and Factorio. Elfgineer is obviously inspired in many of these games. However, it's gonna be different in some key concepts that I want to share with you. You're gonna start with limited spaces, and those limited spaces will have random resources placed randomly as well on the map itself. So you're gonna have to figure out what is the best way to access, combine those resources, and find the right recipes for that small workshop that you start in. Everything in Elfgineer is about Christmas spirit. It's about making toys, delivering those toys, and raising Christmas spirit in order for you to use the magic of that Christmas spirit to build more conveyor belts, more machines, more recipes, and in time, more Christmas spirit will accumulate as part of your efforts. So what started as a very simple test because I couldn't move the camera around, it became a core idea of these small factories not only are very, very cute, they are also really, really fun to make. So I decided that this concept of small factories was going to be a part of the game. The other thing is that small factories can really be complicated as long as you can unlock more of them. So in Elfgineer, you have the concept of workshops, and you have a massive tile system where you can unlock new 32 by 32 tiles factory workshops. And as you go unlocking these different workshops, you can place new machines. But because each one of them have different resources unlocked, the recipes that you can manage to get in each one of them are different. Which one are you gonna unlock next? Are you gonna unlock the one to the right that has more metals, or the one to the left that have a fallen star? The idea of Elfgineer is you are creating toys, those toys go to the gift depot, but in other workshops you can extract toys from the gift depot to continue to improve upon them. I'm gonna put this wooden toy that I created in workshop 1 because now I need to paint the wooden toy to make it better. And after that I will put it back to the depot because in this other workshop that I have over here, I need to pull them back out, and I'm creating carton boxes and wrapping paper, and now the carton box, the wrapping paper, and the train is getting this perfect gift that will give me so much more Christmas spirit than any of its individual parts would have given me otherwise. So it's about finding and creating very efficient, very small workshops that are able to collaborate with each other in order to get to these more complicated recipes. So I'm adding some roguelike elements. Some of them I already mentioned, like the ones that the map that you are able to unlock is going to be different, it's going to have different resources. And I will be playing as well with different power-ups as you go and you explore different areas of the game that will give you more speed, more efficiency, different recipes. So every playthrough will feel slightly different. This is very important in the other mode that I believe many players of factory games will find quite appealing, Christmas Crunch mode. 24 minutes, 1 minute per each day until Christmas, and is inspired in the author's own struggle to deliver this game. Some people is already playing a prototype that I'm showing right now in screen, and they're having fun with 5 minutes and only 3 or 4 recipes to be able to create. So I believe we can create a really engaging global leaderboard of factory freaks. Hours and days after, they are still playing, trying to beat each other's record, because they already have found this kind of addicting, 5 minutes, I could have built this extra thing, I could have produced a little bit better, or if only I would have unlocked this new machine, or maybe if I would have started production a little bit early, I think I can do better, and they want to run it again. And that's the symptom of the start, at least the seed of a good roguelike that hopefully I can get to balance, because right now it's completely broken, but we'll get there. Suddenly you get that Factorio each scratch in 24 minutes. A story mode is different. Story mode is about having that cozy experience, building at your own pace, getting your time to solve the puzzles, unlocking as many new workshops as you possibly can. You have a tree full of recipes, a tree full of machines, and a tree full of upgrades that will give you more Christmas spirits, more speed, and different perks as you unlock them. I started very quickly putting 12, 14-hour days, and in about 3 or 4 days, I had my conveyor belt system going. Conveyor belts in Factory games are the bloodlife, right? If you don't get them extremely right, if they don't feel intuitive, if they don't respond to exactly where you wanted, if they don't feel satisfying to place, a lot of the gameplay is gonna feel wrong. And the reality is that you're gonna be placing thousands of conveyor belts all around the map. And I went over to many of the references that I have to make sure that this experience was satisfying. I have made sure to make them easy to remove, easy to redraw, easy to replace. The next thing that I did is making a kind of a roadmap of all the recipes that I wanted to implement, at least for the MVP, for the minimum viable product. How many recipes do I actually need for this to feel like a game where there is enough complexity, there is enough toys, enough machines? So I put together this spreadsheet. You can see here the world resources. You can see as well the piece where I have my first processors, and of course, any recipes that require from 2 or even 3 different elements. And I wanted to have at least one of each of those more complicated ones so I could test the entire system. So I went in and I created my super beloved Nutcracker Cutter as the first machine. It's this fantastic toy, and I have this idea where all machines will have a toy inspiration of some sort. That's why I go to my Christmas store almost every day these days to make sure that I get the right inspiration. I had my furnace, which is a Christmas chimney. I had the first toy processor, which for now is a gray box. I'm sorry, I'm still figuring out what I'm gonna draw on that. And by the way, talking about drawing, doing art for the first time. I'm an engineer, I'm a technical guy. I love coding and spending hours figuring out how the items are gonna behave inside the conveyor belts as if they were one-dimensional liquid. But then, drawing those things have become honestly quite a challenge. I could, and maybe I still would, hire an artist for Elfgineer, but the truth is that I wanted to have that feeling of I created this. I gave myself this challenge of I need to find the style that I like and that I am able to deliver in the 90 days that I have. And I think I have found something that I'm happy with. Obviously, I still want to kind of redraw everything I do every 2 days, but I think this style fits the concept. I think this is something, more importantly, that I can draw and that I feel happy looking at. And hopefully you like it as well. And if not, please leave a comment and let me know that. Definitely, please hire an artist. I've been using Affinity Designer for this first month, and it is an incredible tool. I'm very happy with the results so far. The reason I'm releasing this video today, 30 days after I started, is because something really cool just happened. Steam just sent me an email and told me, hey, Digital Mishaps, your Elfgineer Steam page is now approved. Fantastic news, of course, because you can now do the one thing that you can do to make Elfgineer happen, and is wishlist the game. If you are into cozy games and never tried Factory games, this could be your entry drug. If you are into Factory games and you, like me, don't have hundreds or thousands of hours to spend because life gets in the way, this is definitely your game. If you like automation, if you like Christmas, actually, this is your game. So go find the link down below and definitely wishlist the game. There are 2 potential things that could happen on December 24th. Either I have a very healthy, kind of incredible wishlist number where I feel confident that this game will release and a Steam algorithm will pick it up and Factory game addicts and some cozy addicts will find a place to play together something different with Elfgineer. Or it could be that December 24th arrive and my wishlists are not there where I want them to be. In that case, I will be releasing a demo, and hopefully together we can show that demo around to make sure that we get the big family of Elfgineers to join us in the process of releasing this game. Maybe we could also use that demo in February in the next Fest, right? And get as many people as we can to play Elfgineer, give us feedback, and improve the game as we go. And maybe my joke becomes the truth, and Elfgineer, the Christmas game that releases in March. It's not my objective. My objective continues to be to release on December 24th, but I am a realistic and pragmatic guy, so I will give myself 2 outs. Out number 1, the game comes out. Out number 2, the demo does. I will be a bad actor on this space if I don't tell you exactly why now. And the reason of why now is because content of how to make games and indie developers that are sharing their experience on YouTube and elsewhere have become more prevalent than ever. Their struggles, their wins, Arimus comes to mind, Thomas Brush, but many others smaller than them even, that are sharing their experiences and continue to pop up on my YouTube feed, inspiring me and make me believe that I too can succeed with you. And it's been inspiring, and I'm very thankful to all of these channels. And I'm gonna be including some links in the description as well. The same goes for Discord servers. Nothing more incredible than being a fan of Arimus and following that channel for so long, and suddenly you join the Discord on your very first day as a developer, and the guy himself welcomes you to the community and encourages you to creating that first game and joins your Discord. He's right there, and I was so happy when he did. But there I met more games that I can possibly imagine. I've been play testing games from his followers, and his followers introduced me to other games, and I have discovered an ecosystem of indie game developers and wonderful games that you probably have never heard about. And I'm gonna make a live mission of this channel and of myself for you to discover some of these wonderful games. I did that for last week. I was playing Next Fest demo every single day. I'm gonna continue to do that because I have discovered so many gems that you may not ever heard of unless someone tells you about. Finally, let's talk about how the hell am I gonna finish this game. Objective number 1 starts today. I am aiming to have anywhere between 5,000, 10,000 wishlist, and I know that's really hard for an unknown indie developer like me and for a very niche game probably, but I'm gonna try nonetheless, and I'm gonna put the effort out there to make that happen. Please wishlist if you believe that this is a game that you want to play. Of course, if not, no hard feelings. In the next 30 days, I'm gonna be implementing all the recipes and all the machines that are on the spreadsheet that we saw on the MVP. The reason being, I need all of those initial recipes to know, 1, are they enough? 2nd, are they balanced? Can we actually manage to have a fun game? Are they all reachable in 24 minutes for the Christmas crunch mode? Are there enough to make it happen as a story mode with 4 to 5, 6 hour runs as you go? Are the upgrades interesting? And in order to know all of this, I need to feel the game. And in order to feel the game, you have to play it. And in order to play it, you need the recipes. I will be implementing the tech tree with the recipes and the machines that are on the MVP and with at least V1 of the upgrades, so we can spend some of that Christmas spirit and climb that tree up. I will be as well drawing the first animations. Most of my machines right now don't move, and I want to see particles, I want to see sparks, I want to see things moving around, I want to see the chimney with smoke. There are a lot of things that go with animation, with game feel, game juice that need to be there. And one of those, of course, is as well sound. I need to make sure that to record or to find the right sounds and the right effects to make this as satisfying as possible. The last 30 days are gonna be there to complete a story mode and all the dialogues that come with it. I have a silly little story that happened in the North Pole, and I want to be able to share that piece of writing. And yes, this is a small game, but I believe that we still can tell a fun story with cool characters like Rudolph, the security officer, Elfgineer, the last elf on the North Pole, because the Grinch attacked the North Pole. We're gonna make sure that the playthrough feels satisfying, that the playthrough feels complete, and that we also reach a fair price for the length of the experience that we managed to put together. And I'm gonna need your feedback to make that happen. So, or if you want to playtest, I'm super interested on having you there. Make sure that I include some recipes, some objects, some machines that I have not shown anywhere before in the playtest or in this channel. So even for those that are follow every single day of development, I still find some surprises. I want to give you that experience, and I want you to have that magical feeling for Christmas. I will make sure to do that. Those last 2 weeks will be about either creating the demo build or creating the V1 build and putting that together, uploading it to Steam, and testing the shit out of it to make sure that it comes to you as polished as humanly possible. All right, Now you know a little bit more about me, you know a little bit more about Elfgineer, and hopefully you are excited because in 60 days, exactly on Christmas Eve, you are gonna be building factories to help Santa save Christmas. Join the Discord and be part of the playtest. Give me feedback. I truly need it. And I'm connected there 24/7. Join the community, tell a friend, and if you believe that Elfgineer is for you, wishlist now on Steam. In the meantime, this is Digital Mishaps saying goodbye. Mishap managed.